Greetings and welcome to Pearls of Wisdom. We are ready for a new moon reading. This is a full moon reading that I have, and I will just share the screen with you right away. So as you can see, we have a lot of aspects in here that we have to look at. So when we look at the world horoscope, then we see here that the AC is in Leo, and then in the first house, the first planet coming up is Venus. Venus is the planet, we can say, representing the goddess within. In the contrary to Mercury, who actually represents the persona with the moon on top, because that's how we function. We have input. We are definitely not to say I'm a Virgo or I'm a Leo, whatever, is not correct, because that's not who we are. That's our consciousness. The consciousness is represented by the sun. So when we have Venus here and also still in Leo, and we have here the opposition here to the node and to Neptune with Saturn, it is like really the awakening of the heart that is meant to be. I talked so many times about the centers that we really have, that it's not really the chakras. The chakras are, in my opinion, something that is not natural to us, because the energy that is natural to us is within us already. There's nothing we need to open and close. So with the heart is the center of our being. This is where I kind of, let's put it that way, where the divine resides. And here we have the brain, which is connected with the thinking, that is the control of thinking, and the thinking is the summary of our past. And we have been trained to project the past into the future. And this is actually not helping us to move forward. That's also one part of the negative part of the dark agenda, to divert us from our true life purpose. Then we have another center in the belly. It's actually in the Chinese, especially martial art, the Hara center or the Dantian. So these are the three centers that look like in a number 8, in an infinity symbol centered in the heart. And this is kind of the gut brain that brings up the intuition, and this is important in the moment, because the consciousness, the sun opposition of the moon that we have is here in Pisces, and Pisces is ruled by Neptune, and we have the first planet, Venus, we have connected with Neptune and Saturn. So it is actually now the request that we start to connect with our gut brain. It's also like the womb. And again, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, you have both within anyway. It's just the physical gender that makes us apart. But when we move beyond the physical gender, we both have yin and yang. And it's both good. There is no judgment that a man or a woman is more or less important than the other. This is the balance that we have, and it's clearly visible in the yin-yang sign. Just remember what that looks like. So when we have here now the Leo with the Venus here with this constellation on this full moon, it means that we have to center in our belly. And if you ever have done some martial art or something like that similar, that would be a very great help to feel that energy there. I can give you a recommendation. Many years ago, there was a master in Malaysia that I met, and he taught something that he called, I think it was freedom qigong or something like that, or yeah, I think cosmic freedom qigong. And what he did, you go into a position of martial art, like with little bit bent knees and the feet just about where your shoulders are, and make the feet, make the legs soft like this. And then you don't do any movement. you let yourself be moved. The best is if you have a place to stand barefoot somewhere, just stand in this position and you will feel that your body start to move, like it start to turn, it start to go forth and back. And this is kind of unwinding tension within the body, a very powerful way. And this would be a very good exercise because the energy, the real energy center is in the belly. This is that energy coming up. This is that gut energy that helps us to unwind all the tension that is in us in the moment. And there's a lot of tension. Just look outside. We are part of we are, as a microcosmos, we are part of the macrocosmos. So even if you don't participate in what is happening out there, you're still part of the whole soup, of the whole energy. And this is something that we need to do in the moment to help to stabilize our energy, to unwind the tension. And don't control anything. Do it for 5, 10, 15 minutes, as long as you want. And we had even some people who couldn't do it standing. They sit on a little stool without a back, just sit on the brink of the chair, like a little kitchen stool or something like that, and just hang your arms down and do the same. Close your eyes and start to feel the body move, and it happens too. But if you can do it standing on the ground, and it's really important, don't get any leather or rubber or whatever in between you and the ground if possible, because this is how you can recharge your energy a great deal. So this is something that is very important for the time to come now. Now we have Virgo in opposition to Pisces. It's again, Virgo is a sign of harvest. We have also here Mercury, and we have Mars short after in the 3rd house, but already in Libra. So the energy has to be focused on balancing. And we see that orange here is a karma triangle with a challenge to Pluto. So we see that this challenge that we have in the moment is to really align ourselves with our personal purpose, with our personal energy. When you're incarnated in a moment, you have chosen to be here and you have a purpose and you have a task, which is very clear when we look at your personal horoscope also, especially when you look at the MC, you know where you're supposed to go. And this helps a lot to understand why you're here. And when we look at the quality of the time in the here and now, it shows you very exactly as the curriculum of your life where you are right now, what you're moving forward. It's not showing you who you are, because there are many Leos or Virgos or whatever, at least they call themselves, but they are so different. And you know, especially if people say I am this or I'm that according to their sun sign, this is not correct, because remember, when you say I am, that's what you create. So for example, looking here, like here in the Western astrology, the center circle shows it. It is the sun will be in Libra. So if you say I'm a Libra, but your sun actually is here, and even your Mercury is just at the cusp, that is the persona, the personality, how you function. You live or you manifest something that you're not. So it is much more easy to liberate yourself from this fixated stand of I am this and I am that you are free to follow your true curriculum while you're here, to understand what your life really is about. So when we have this full moon here, Pisces, the moon in Pisces with Neptune, Saturn, it is really to erase the past. It is like here in the 7th house and in the cusp of 8th house that we have here, is that transformation from the inside of even the mass consciousness, the group consciousness, take that back to be the individual as who you have come. Of course, we are all connected together. But it's like when you look at the facet of a diamond, each one is a facet, but we're all on the same diamond, or again, the drop of water. I am a drop of water in the ocean, but I'm not just the drop in the ocean, the whole ocean is in me too. It's like in one drop of blood, you can see the whole body. And this is exactly what is happening now in the world, that during that process of awakening, things like that are coming up. And what we are doing now is to redeem ourselves, especially those on the ascending timelines. And I don't think that other people would ever watch my videos. So it's definitely you that is now starting to comprehend what's going on. And it's not just you, but it's the whole what you call past life or ancestors, whatever you talk about. In all the different time frames, it doesn't matter where they are, they're all lifted up now. And this is what is so important to understand in the moment, and that's why it is so powerful to see what is my personal curriculum, what is my personal horoscope, horoscoping, look into the hour from when I was born, what did I sign up. So this is now the tension that you can really dissolve all that past, get rid of all the karma, drop that karma, that it's gone. And this is what is our task in the moment. You see, there is a green triangle here, what we call is a finger of God aspect, the so-called quincunx. And this is going to Mercury, which Mercury represents the persona, the ego, the human being, this physical body. What is your role? So you can also see with all the red lines that there is a lot of tension here. And that's what we feel. But we have to focus. And this is about what we have to focus on, is to inspire our true being. Now we have Uranus is in Taurus and it's retrograde. So the retrograde planet is always something that brings us back within. So this asks us, and Uranus in that way is connected also with the heart, with the spiritual energy coming through the heart. And this is the inspiration from within to help us to move beyond the thinking of the ego, of the limited ego that was our past for a very long time. And I don't say that to judge it. I just say to show it again, because we have chosen to live in that um, uh, false matrix. We have signed up for it. Mother Gaia has signed up for it. She agreed to play that game, but now it's over. And this is now, we have to awaken it. We see here in the triangle, we have actually a pyramid shape here too. So what is the gift from Uranus coming to Pluto, which is transformation, which is connected with the Scorpion? And this is the IC here, the root is Scorpion, which is showing that we all go through deep in our root through that transformation into a new consciousness, which is here the gift. We have the two green lines, which is the kind of step-by-step gifts that are the small gifts. And they also come here through Neptune. And Neptune is just like dissolve, 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 give up. Unlearn, let go. And see, this is so important that we come into the here and now. As long as we just listen to the brain and we project the past into the future, we are so much in fear because so many bad things happened. But now when we are moving forward, our human consciousness cannot remember the time where we had a good time. Look back in the, some people talk about the good old times, but they were not really so good if you look a bit more closer. But we have to go much, much further back before our planet was connected to that false matrix. Before it was like, there's some maybe myths about paradise, how it was a society that is completely connected with empathy, with love, with helping each other, with gratitude. There was no money, of course not, because everybody just did their task, what they are assigned to, with no pressure, whatever, and whatever you needed was provided. So our society here is quite sick. at least the past. So now we are moving forward, and you know that the shift has already happened. But again, so many people still cling to their beliefs, to their habits, that this is what is holding us back. But it's here very clear that the finger of God aspect showing that our personality now is shifting, inspirations coming in. So pay good attention to your dreams. Pay good attention to whatever inspiration or gut feeling, Neptune. We have both here. We have Neptune, we have Uranus. So both are retrograde, by the way. So both is like a sign that's coming from within. So listen to that. So many times I had like a feeling I was in a shop, oh, I should buy this, and what the heck, I don't need this. I go home and okay, I just need it. It's just what I needed. So many times things like that happen, or maybe you get a telephone and you just were thinking about that person just before, or the day before, whatever, and it comes because now this energy beams going out, this information beams going out are much, much stronger. And they help us to do balance, but it's not conscious. See, Mars is in the moment not connected, which is good. So the energy that we have that needs to be balanced does not have to be active. We have to balance things in a different way. And I would say we have to work with the Tantien. And this is that exercise that I told you about just in the beginning. That is a very great, powerful exercise that you can do very easy. You don't need anything, just you. And again, do it as long as you can. You will maybe in the first moment you do it just a couple of minutes, that's fine. And then you go a bit longer, and you start to feel the energy that is kind of moving you. I had even a moment, like I remember when I started this exercise, and I learned it many, many years ago, more than 20 years ago. And I was standing in a queue waiting for something. And I suddenly went into that position. I started to sway. And somebody here started to hold me and said, you dizzy, or are you sick, or whatever? I said, no, I'm okay. So it's maybe better when you do that when you're alone. But it's possible you can also do it waiting in a queue. But don't wonder when people react to that. So that was funny. So anyway, what the main message is here also in the 11th house Jupiter, we need to expand the feelings. We need to expand the communication with our true self. And our true self is within us. You don't need to worship anything outside of you, any god or goddess or whatever. Go within and find that divine within yourself, within your heart. Focus on your heart. Focus on that light that is within your heart. And again, you don't need to bring in any energy. It's all within you already. Otherwise, you wouldn't be alive. What is also helping in the moment, if you have a chance to go into the sun, even some places now the fall starts, and as I heard, the weather is not so very beneficial, but still you can have maybe some sunshine. And if you cannot go barefoot in that way, maybe you find a place where you can still stand. Maybe there is a stone path. Or I had some friends in Alaska, they had from bark of trees, they had a little walkway made, and they were still walking barefoot on that. And afterwards, they go inside and have a hot foot bath. That is also a possibility. So there are many ways how to do it. So that opposition of Virgo is like Virgo is the connected with the head, but also connected with the healing. We have to heal our thoughts. We have to move beyond them. We have to help our whole being, not just the physical body, but also the emotional and mental body, to let go, to heal. Here we have also a little retrograde Chiron. That is the healer connected with here, with Virgo, and we have a little opposition also to Mercury, which helps us if you really do something about it, you will see what happened. And I can guarantee you, if you do that exercise, if you start to do it at least once a day, you will feel shifts massively. That is an energy that helps a lot to ground you, to give you back your balance, and to unwind negative energy that needs to leave you. And this is not just for that moon cycle. This is something you can do in the future every day. There are challenges, of course, and the challenges are merely connected to what is happening in the outside. We have a challenge here that some kind of medical issues might come up soon again. Don't pay attention, just say no. A few other issues are out there that are kind of people are really worried about. Don't give energy into them, just say no. There will not be negative thing like that in the near future if we refuse it. They cannot play the game much longer. Their game is over. And this is now the very good news about it. Once we let go to project the negativity of the past into the future and dissolve it all, just imagine here we have Virgo, the harvest, and here we have Pisces, the water, the sea. Just imagine that you throw all this bad fruit and all this bad whatever stuff into the water and let it rot and let it dissolve there. And that's what we are doing now. Or delete programs in your computer. And to delete it, like find a little mantra for yourself. I let go of. Like I let go of the fear, because I know fear is illusion. What is it? Fear, false evidence appearing real, right? And so fear is not something that has something to do with our true life. It is something that is programmed within us. Again, like if you think about it, what you fear in your life, it's never as bad as those things, really bad things that happen that you didn't have time to be afraid of before. So it is very important now to shift that consciousness, to shift that human inner standing from, or maybe from understanding to inner standing, from outside to inside. We have both Uranus, Neptune, retrograde, from the well, the ocean inside, and here Taurus, from materialize our spiritual being now, and start to harvest from there, being in the here and now. Yeah, well, I think that's the main message I have for you today. It's very important that we now shift the consciousness. The more you shift your consciousness, the faster our ascension will happen, because it's not really related to time, but it's related to the consciousness level of humanity. It's like when a certain consciousness level is achieved, when a certain amount of human beings have reached that level, it will be a breakthrough. And we have already had several breakthroughs in the past. You can see if you look back. And actually one was recently, I can really feel the energy has shifted quite a bit. So I hope that helped a little bit to understand the inner stand again, the quality of time. And I will be really happy if you subscribe and if you give me a thumbs up so more people can find my readings. Please share it with your friends. Thank you very much, and I see you soon again for another reading. Bye-bye for now.